program you have seen. One more program we'll see. You observe this diagram. Only these two links are important. Not showing. Just call. Online student, just wait 2 minutes.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
See, in this diagram, these two lines only important. Remaining all nothing. Okay. So it is login.html. It is welcome solid. This type of program already you studied. And this program also only lifecycle methods different. Init, do filter, destroy. And writing program style is same, connecting to database same, everything same. Only these two lines are different. Okay. Whenever you click on submit button in this HTML program, form action equal to what we written here, welcome. Then control comes to welcome. But control diverted to login filter. That code where we written XML. So this part is XML. This part is in filter. So these two lines code only different. Remaining all same. Remaining all whatever you studied, that is same. HTML program as it is. Welcome servlet as it is already studied. Login filter also init, do filter, destroy. Whatever we written code inside the init method, do filter method, destroy method, same code. Communicating with database, everything same. Only one line here different. One line. And here these links are different. See, in XML file, you observe servlet mapping URL pattern welcome, filter mapping URL pattern welcome. But this is you written form action equal to welcome. Then welcome servlet is going to be executed. But same URL pattern I written for filter. But this meaning is whenever request comes to welcome servlet, execute login filter. This is only one new concept. And also in login filter, here inside the if, chain dot do filter, request and response. This is dynamic dispatching. If any other filter configured, other filter executed. If other filter is not configured, control password to servlet. That is only new. Here we are not writing URL pattern of servlet. Suppose after this filter, if you want to execute another filter, then what you can do is in XML file, one more filter you can write, one more filter mapping you can write. There also you are write welcome. Then after this filter, another filter. After another filter, servlet. So in between one more filter, if you want to insert also possible. You can include one more filter also. Okay. Now one task I'll give. What we ought write, where we ought write, think yourself and give me answer. Suppose it is servlet. It is counter servlet. This program already you studied. Counter servlet.java. How many times this code, servlet executed? Counting number of views. This is already over, no? Counting number of views. What we written? Count equal to 0. Next, count plus plus. Count equal to 0, instance variable or class variable or local variable? Instance variable. Int count equal to 0, instance variable. Count plus plus. Where we written? Inside the service method. That is your scene. So counting number of views. Okay. Now, listen, I'm asking one question. Listen. Counting number of users. That is also over, no? One user logged in. Count plus plus. One more user logged in. Count minus plus plus. One more user logged in. Count plus plus. One more user logged in. Count plus plus. One user logged out. Count minus minus. This also you see, no? Where we written count plus plus, where we written count minus minus. In which program we written? Listener program. In a listener program, which listener? HTTP session listener. HTTP session listener. You see, no? HTTP session listener. What are the methods are there? Session created. Session destroyed. In a session created, count plus plus. Session destroyed, minus minus. Now, these two programs already you studied. Now, I'll give you a task. For this, what we ought write? Think yourself and give me answer. homepage.html. Homepage.html. From browser, I'll send the request to homepage.html. Then count plus plus. One more request I'll send. Count plus plus. One more request I'll send. Count plus plus. One more request I'll send. Count plus plus. Now I want to count the number of views of this HTML program. What we have to write, where we have to write, how to write, think yourself and give me answer. Whatever you want, you can use. But at last, I want to count the number of users of this HTML program. Now, count the number of views of this HTML program. Can we write count equal to 0 in HTML? Can we write? Can we write count plus plus? No. HTML is not a programming language. HTML is a presentation language. Only presenting your data in different formats. That's it. So you cannot write variables, you cannot write literals, you cannot write logic, you cannot write expression, you cannot write loops, you cannot write condition. This is all not possible. Now, I want to count the number of views of this HTML program. What we ought to write? Think yourself and give an answer. Servlet required or filter required or HTML listener required. Whatever you required, think yourself and give me answer. That is client-side technologies with server-side technologies. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. With that, all JavaScript. With JavaScript also possible. Okay. That is I don't want with server-side technologies, Java. With Java coding, I want to count the number of views of HTML. Think yourself and give me answer. What we ought to write, where we ought to write. Use Servlet also, listener also, filter also. And but what we ought to write also you have to give answer. What is that? First decide Servlet required or listener required or filter required. Filter required. Okay, filter decided. Now filter. Then. But now in a filter count plus plus you'll write. But filter should execute, no? How will execute filter? One Servlet. Okay. One Servlet I'll take. Next. This is Servlet. This is filter. Now. Think yourself and give answer. Okay. One Servlet, one filter. You decided. Next. What is it? What we have to write? Suppose this Servlet name, welcome Servlet. This filter name, counter filter. Suppose like this I'll write. Now give me answer. That is welcome Servlet. This is counter filter. Some names I given for giving answer purpose. Now what we have to write? Where we have to write? How to write? If you think you will get an answer, possible. First, my task is clear. Whatever asked question is clear. What I'll do, I'll send the request to homepage.html. Then count should increase. One more request, count should increase. One more request, count should increase. One more request, count should increase. Count will never decrease. Counting number of views of HTML program. Counting number of views of HTML program. Our task. Now, you selected one Servlet you want to write and one filter you want to write. Suppose Servlet name welcome Servlet, filter name counter filter. Then what we have to write? Count equal to 0. That is where we have to write. Welcome solid or counter filter. In HTML program, we cannot write. That is clear, no? No. Welcome solid or counter filter. Instance variable. Okay. Now count plus plus where we have to write. Inside which method? Do filter method. So int count equal to 0 in counter filter. Do filter here will write. Next count plus plus will write. Next, but filter should execute, no? Are you sending request to filter? No. Then next, what we have tried? Int count equal to 0 instance variable. Count plus plus inside the do filter. That is okay. Next, but filter should execute. But I am sending request to HTML. Then web.xml. What we have tried? URL pattern. What we have tried? Counter filter. Now, previously login filter URL pattern written. No. Now counter filter you have to configure. While configuring URL pattern, what we have to write? What we have to write? Welcome solid. Homepage.html. When request comes to homepage.html, counter filter should execute. So URL pattern equal to URL pattern place homepage.html we have right now. Not welcome solid. Okay. Now you are sending request to homepage.html. Control diverted to counter filter. Now here count value here. Suppose if we display there, what will be happen? Counter filter executed. That output displayed. After displaying, what will happen? After displaying, what will happen? After login filter, what is executed? Welcome solid. Now here after counter filter, what is executed? What is executed? Homepage.html executed. Then can you display that count here? Can you display? How will bring data from filter to HTML? How will bring? It is HTML program, not solid. How to, can you retrieve the data from filter to HTML? No. Then what do you have to do? Now you observe, you are sending request to HTML. In XML file, what we'll do, whenever request comes to homepage.html, divert the control to counter filter. I'll write. Then URL pattern I'll write. Then control passed here. Filter executed. But after filter executing, control comes back, no? Then HTML executed. Next. But count value we have to display, no? Solid. HTML to solid. Now, okay. Next. HTML to solid. Suppose you'll click or something you will do, then solid executed. Next. But where is the count value? Where is the count value? In filter. How to display? Your answers are right only, but now we have to retrieve the value. Where is count value? Filter. We have to retrieve in solid. Next, how to retrieve? Count to variable value we have to retrieve. Okay, here, what you said, first request passed to HTML, then control diverted to filter, filter executed. After executing filter, control comes back to HTML. HTML program executed. Here hyperlink or button something is there. Then Servlet executed. Here count value here. But how to display count value here? Online students also given answers, but you give answer. What is? Using forward. From where you will forward? Counter filter to welcome Servlet. Suppose if you write counter filter to welcome Servlet, what will happen? First control comes to HTML, control diverted to filter, filter executed, forwarded to welcome Servlet. But immediately HTML executed. That output you cannot see. Next. So that is wrong. Next. What is it? J? I didn't get you. Chain dot do filter. That is compulsory or right? That is mandatory line, that is. Otherwise your HTML is not executed. That is if you remove. Chain dot do filter compulsory. That is if any other filter configured, other filter. Not configured, Servlet in that program. But in this program, with that line only HTML executed. With that line only control comes back to HTML. Chain dot do filter. Next. Here. Cookies. So again from here to browser. From browser to Servlet. Next. That is session tracking. That is session tracking. The value you have to place in browser, from browser you want to bring. Then what will happen? That is for sessions only comes. But same session is there. One more time I'll send the request to homepage.html. It will not count. You already studied all concepts completed. Online students also not given answer. That answer not there. Online students also not given. No. Filter to Servlet. How to bring the data? Up to here, whatever is given 100% right. Next, how to bring the data from filter to Servlet? Suppose he said cookies, but cookies what will happen? Same session is there, it will not count. If another session is there, it will count. What is it? Generic Servlet or HTTP Servlet you can bring, but how to write? Servlet context. Common to all, no? Store the value in context. Retrieve the value from context. Set attribute, get attribute. You already studied many times. Servlet context is common to all files in the WAR file. Filter data, place in context. Retrieve the data from context in Servlet. That is the right answer. Servlet context common to all. For filter also, Servlet also, listener also. Okay. Now, the diagram I'll give, full-fledged diagram I'll give. Here, homepage.html. It is counter filter dot Java. Listen. You are sending request to homepage.html. This control we have to divert to this control. It is dynamic dispatching. Control diverted to counter filter. This code where we have to write? Where we have to write? Web.xml. So what will do? Homepage.html. Then counter filter. So like this, I will divert the control. This is XML. It is XML. Okay. See, listen here. Request comes to homepage.html. Then in XML file, we'll configure. Whenever request comes to homepage.html, divert the control to counter filter. So like this control comes. Here, count equal to 0. Then do filter. In do filter, here, servlet context dot set attribute. Views count variable. I'll write. Here count plus I'll write. Now this views, it is stored in servlet context. It is servlet context. Through setter method, views placed. Now through setter method, values stored in context. Okay. Now you observe. Request comes to homepage.html with helping of XML file, control diverted to counter filter. Like this. Int count equal to 0, count plus the value placed in context. Here we'll write some code. Chain.do filter. Chain.do filter. Request response. This line only it will send back. This line only it will send back. Then HTML executed. In HTML, what I'll write is something I'll write here. Click here to see the number of views. Here is a hyperlink I'll write. When I click hyperlink, HTML. No, sorry, servlet. Here. Something display servlet. I'll write. Now, here, this count value I'll retrieve through get attribute. Homepage.html executed count to times. Homepage.html executed count to times. This count I'll retrieve from context. This is a variable. This is our task. Alright, this one. See, this is not possible with servlet. With HTML, with XML filter possible. Next, JSP. To learn JSP, Soulets is prerequisite. So whatever you studied, that is, you prepare and come, then very quickly you can learn JSP. Because Soulets JSP theory part same, only coding different. Whatever you studied in Soulet, those all you can do with JSP. MVC framework, it is very easy appears now. Any MVC framework, model view controller frameworks. Online students, write the diagram. End of the session, I'll clarify your doubts. Java, that is more than enough, but you put efforts for core Java. Okay, core Java most important because many people are weak in core Java. Advanced Java, whatever I taught, that is more than enough. This is you practice enough. But core Java, n number of days you practice, it is not going to end because more logical part will be there. Core Java most important to get a job. Remember. Is it completed? Completed? In this diagram, I'll ask some questions, give me answer. First, which program executed? Homepage.html or counter filter or display Soulet? Which one? Counter filter. So with first actually XML executed, with XML counter filter executed. After counter filter, homepage.html. Whenever you click the hyperlink, then only Soulet. Okay. If you don't click, Soulet is not executed. So control comes to homepage.html. First control comes to homepage.html. That control diverted to counter filter and again comes back to homepage.html. So first filter executed, next HTML executed. When you click the hyperlink, Soulet executed. This is a concept. Okay. Now, first HTML program. File, new, dynamic web project, filters 2. Now, dynamic web project, right click, new, HTML, homepage.html. Here, click here to see the number of views. Here should be hyperlink. What do you write? Anchor tag, A tag. Okay. Hyperlink reference. What do you write? Display solid URL pattern. Okay. Something display. Click here to see the number of views. Whenever you click display solid executed. This is HTML. It's over. Save for run. Right click, run as, run on server. Save. Now present, I didn't write filter, I didn't write solid, only HTML written. Homepage.html. Okay. Click here to see the number of views. Write this program. Homepage.html. Here, what is display? URL pattern of display solid. Is it completed? Next, filter will write. Filter. Right click, new, filter. Filters 2. Counter filter. Next. Here, URL pattern, what we are write? HTML. Homepage.html. Next. This is not required, you can remove. Finish. See. Here. Count equal to 0. Which variable? Instance variable. Int count equal to 0. Instance variable. Where we would write count plus plus? Inside the do filter. Count plus plus. This count is a which type of variable? How many ways to access? What are those? Is it valid? But where is object? Where is object reference? Implicitly this keyword. So this is nothing but like this. This dot count plus plus. If you write, any effect will be there. Whether you write or not, this keyword will come. Okay. When we ought to write explicitly, instance variable, local variable names are same. At the time only ought to write. Okay. Now, this count we have to place in context. How to get solid context? This is HTTP solid. I'll write better. HTTP solid request, HTTP solid response. Now, solid context. What do you have to write? SC equal to request dot get solid context. Next, SC dot set attribute. Attribute views. Next, here actual parameter object. Is it valid count? How it is valid? Auto boxing and upcasting. Not only upcasting, auto boxing also. Okay. This is over. Not this program, not this diagram. Here. Count plus plus SC dot count set attribute. This is over. Okay. Now, is it init method required here? No. So you can remove also. It is not compulsory. Even destroy method also not compulsory. We can remove. This is counter filter. Write this one. Counter filter dot Java. Counter filter dot Java. Counter filter dot Java. So this line is compulsory. Without, if that line is not there, it will not come back to homepage.html. Oh, is it completed? Say request dot get servlet context. You'll get a context. Even get servlet context directly if you write in the servlets, generic servlet also that is there. Then also you'll get it. Servlet context event, there also get servlet context is there. Many places context available. Reason that is common to all servlets, all listeners, all filters in a web application. That's what everywhere get servlet context method is there to get the context. That context is here. Generally in core Java, what you'll do, you'll create object, you'll access. But here we use attributes. That is only different. One program to other program. If you want to access, you'll create object, you'll call the variables. But here set attribute, get attribute. That type you have to utilize. Because objects we are not creating. That is the reason. Are we creating filter object, servlet object, listener object? No, we are not creating objects. That is the reason this way you have to follow. All objects are created by web container. Okay, that's the reason we have to follow like this. Is it over? Here count plus plus context comes, that value placed in count and control passed to HTML. Next, we have to write servlet. Right click, new servlet. Filters to display servlet. Next, URL pattern, what we have to write? Display. Next, which type of request coming? Get. So do get. What we have tried? What we have tried? First count value you have to retrieve. How to retrieve? Servlet context sc equal to request dot get servlet context. Here, even if you write directly get servlet context also works, because here servlet, HTTP servlet, extend generic servlet. In that class also method is there. Next, you have to retrieve. Count variable integer count equal to sc dot get attribute. Is it valid? Is it valid this line? Now this line valid or not valid? Why it is not valid? It returns object class. Then downcasting. What we have to do? In the brackets, integer, we have to write. Before SC, here, integer. Now, object explicitly converted to integer. Integer converted to int. That is here auto unboxing. This count we have to print. Is it compulsory to write count variable? Variable name count? Is it compulsory? No. Is it compulsory views here? That views compulsory. Here count to place whatever you want, you can write. Okay. Now print writer. PW equal to response dot get writer. PW dot println. Home page dot HTML executed count times. Count is a variable, no? What we have to do? Double quotes plus double quotes over. You can see right click, run as run on server, save. Homepage dot HTML. I'm sending a request to HTML. Which program executed first? Counter filter executed. After executing HTML. Now that is executed backside. Okay. If I click here, homepage dot executed one time. Now we didn't write HTML. That's what, like that, plain text. If you add HTML, colors you can display. Back. If I click again hyperlink, one time or two times? One time or two times? How many times? One time only. See, again back. Again back. Now, if I refresh, one time or two times? If I refresh, two times. If I refresh, again request password to HTML. So, say 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Say 6 times. If you refresh, one more request password. Here, if you want to add HTML, you can add here. pw.println HTML body BG color red text yellow level 1. See, right click, run on server, save. See, click here to see the number of views one time. Refresh, refresh, refresh 13 times. Again, I'll execute. Now 14 times or one time? Now give me answer, 14 times or one time? If I click 14 times or one time? 14 times. Previously, I restarted server. Now I didn't restart server. Previously, I modified. If you restart the server, that is vanished. But I didn't restart. I executed, that's it. Previously, I modified Servlet, no? Then automatically it is restarted. That is the reason one time. I didn't restart. See? Now, right click. Run on server. Selected server. See, server already started. Here started, no? Next. Next, finish. Is it asking to restart? No, it didn't. It did not ask it. That is the reason now 15 times comes. But whenever I modified, one dialog box came to restart the server. When restarted, again from the beginning. But in real time, will the restart? 24 hour, 365 days, always it will run the server. Problem will never occur. Rare situation. If it occurs also, they'll take the data backup. Later again, they'll load. Okay. Now 15 times it shows. Okay. This Servlet program displays Servlet. Display Servlet.java. Or context retrieved, count variable value retrieved, printed. Is it over? See here, context retrieved. From the context, count to variable views variable. This is value. Print writer displayed. Here XML also important. Just write XML. Is this program completed? Now web.xml. This one, how to implement, how to use annotations also I'll explain. Better to write XML also. Web.xml. Which are compulsory, that is I'll give. Which are optional, I'll remove. Which are optional tags, those all I'll remove. Which are compulsory tags, I'll place. Write this one. URL pattern, what we written, you observe. Homepage.html. For solid, display. But in yesterday program, for filter, what we written? Welcome solid. Welcome solid URL pattern. But solid also welcome. So yesterday different, today different. Yesterday, whenever request comes to welcome solid, control diverted to filter. Now, whenever control comes to homepage.html, then control diverted. That's what homepage.html you are right. Comes to homepage.html, then counter filter executed. Is it over? Now, this configuration we can also implement with annotations. With annotations also possible. Now, next node. The above configuration can be done by using annotations as follows. The above configuration can be done by using annotations as follows. The above configuration can be done by using annotations as follows. Here. Solid already you studied. For solid, what we have to write? Add web solid display. For which solid? Welcome display solid. Like this for solid we'll write. Note on this one. At web solid slash display. Public class display solid extends HTTP solid. Now display is a URL pattern of display solid. Listener, what we written? Your annotation at web listener. Okay. Filters at web filter. That's it. At web filter. Here homepage.html. Public class counter filter extends HTTP filter. Is it over? So annotation, if you want, you can do like this. But both if you write, what will happen? Both if you write, error comes. Both if you write, error comes. Don't write both. Okay. Now, annotation XML. Both if you write, error comes. Here one more thing. Suppose if I run this program, this is dynamic web project filter 2. I'm running. If I run, you are getting page not found. Okay. See, in real time, http://www.google.com will write. But here, http://localhost 8082 something filter 2 I written. Okay. Here you observe. Here HTTP same. Browsers are communicating with servers. It is searching worldwide. It is searching in localhost only. It is searching for Google. It is searching for Tomcat. but in the Tomcat filtered to resource. In that Google, here also one file will be there, either index.html or default.html or homepage.html. One file name will be there. That file name we are not writing. That page is called welcome file. That file is called welcome file. Here also, if you configure welcome file, you will not get this error. Directly homepage open. It is possible. That concept is called homepage welcome file configuration. I'll give that one. Note down. To configure welcome file, we use welcome file list. See, here already present. You observe welcome file list, welcome file. Welcome file list and welcome file tags in web.xml. To configure welcome file, we use welcome file list and welcome file tags in web.xml. These two tags we have to write. Example, web app. After web app, you have to write welcome file list. In this welcome file, homepage.html. Welcome file list. Web app. If you write like this, homepage.html automatically open. If you write like this. Now, welcome file, if you configure, that is automatically open whenever you run that dynamic web project. See, I configured homepage.html. Homepage.html I configured as a welcome file. But already some files configured. Those are called default welcome files. Otherwise, here two options. Either you configure like this, or default welcome file names you write for your application. I'll show you. Here already 5-6 files already configured. Just I'll show you XML. You'll understand. Now, here which is welcome file is homepage.html is welcome file. In every web project, one configuration you can write. Then automatically open. You observe. Here slash not required. Remove slash. Slash not required. Here you observe index.html, index.jsp, index.htm, default.html, default.jsp, default.htm. These are welcome files. First, what it will do, it will search for this file. If it is not there, this file. If it is not there, this file. Like this, it will search. If all are not there, error. All are not there, error. Now, we got an error. Now, I'll configure welcome file homepage.html. Now, first it will search for this one, this one, this one, like this. All are not there. This is there. It will be opened. You observe. Now, previously we got error, no? Just if I run. Now, directly home page is open. Now, directly home page comes. See, server restarting. Restart server. Directly home page comes in the browser window. See, Directly home page executed. This is called welcome file. See, no need to type. No need to type homepage.html. Now, next write it. The following files are default welcome files. First one, default index.html. Second one, index.jsp. Third one, index.htm. Fourth one, default.html. Fifth one, default.jsp. Sixth one, default.htm. These 6 files are default welcome files. Now, here two options. Either make it your file name index.html. Then no need to configure also. The following files are default welcome files. The following files are default welcome files. 6 files default. The following files are default welcome files. See, first it will search for this one, not there. This one, not there. This one, like this, it will search. If 6 files are not there, error comes. But I written 7th file, this one. That's what that is open. Otherwise, your homepage.html is there, no? That is rename as index.html. Then not required. Configuration is not required. Is it over? Suppose here basics. Here total how many programs are there? See basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 programs are there in this. In this 8, which program you want to make it as a welcome file? That URL pattern write. That is automatically executed. Suppose login. In this, here 3 servlets are there, as well as 3 HTML pages are there. 6 programs are there. In these 6, whichever you want welcome file, that file you configure. When you run, automatically executed. That is welcome file configuration. Is it clear? Up to here, servlets, filters, listeners, JDBC, these all completed. Okay. Tomorrow, JSP. Still 20 days required. 20 days. Okay. JSP using Java Beans, JSP EL, JSTL, MVC, Reflection API. These all just 20 days. Okay. For learning JSP, servlets prerequisite. Whatever I taught, you prepare and come. For tomorrow class also required. Okay. We'll see continuation tomorrow. Online student, just wait 2 minutes. I'll clarify your doubts.